Hi everyone, it's Madeline here from the Woman Fully Alive podcast. Welcome to this episode. So today I'm asking, why is midlife the perfect time for your own expansion? And what does that even mean? Well, it's a word that keeps on coming back to me when I see the breakthroughs that women are having when they let go of old beliefs that have kept them small. Now, these old beliefs get installed in us at a very, very young age, and we end up living in a perceived cage. And outside of that cage, the door is open, is your expansion. And so when we look back to the life, the full life of a woman, and perhaps there was a time on this earth when this was not disrupted, but for the most part, women go through 3 major stages in their life, maybe 4. The first one is the big change that happens when we're in our maiden stage and we start opening up to our womanhood and what that means. And you can probably already know all the messages that come to young girls about what that means. So that stage of maidenhood can be an extremely vulnerable time for sure, but also a time where curiosity and creativity gets piqued. And I remember going back to, those ages when I really felt like I owned the world. I remember thinking I'm the queen of everything. And you can imagine how that would go down now. So we learn very quickly at that age, as we're looking around to the world, of how to be and how to behave and how to move through this. We start to download either messages of empowerment, like you're so awesome, embrace that powerful energy, girl, you go for it. Or what tends to happen more commonly than not is messages of, oh, be a good girl. Don't be too loud, don't be too much, don't be too fat, don't be too smart, don't be full of yourself, at a time where you are just becoming full of yourself. And so there's all kinds of cultural beliefs around that period of time. Now, the second period of time that we go through is motherhood. And, that is a different time for every woman, but it could be mothering children, it could be mothering the planet, it could be mothering animals or plants. But that time where we come into looking after. And, and there's a lot of, if anybody is a mother of children, you will know this archetype of the shadow of the perfect mother. So we're meant to have well-behaved children and, provide for them and be nurturing to them, as well as looking good at the same time, putting them all these activities when a lot of women don't have, a lot of income themselves. Some do. And being a mother to your house, keeping up a good house, maybe being a spouse, all of those pressures and the guilt, unnecessary guilt that has come along with motherhood. The responsibility for how our children turn out when they're actually really powerful little souls of their own. So there's the mother phase. And then in the third phase, we come to this place in midlife where those good girl beliefs, they no longer fit. Asking for permission, feeling one down or like a damsel in distress. That's no longer going to work for us. The people pleasing and the perfectionism that came along with perhaps the cultural conditioning of those previous roles, it gets a little bit too tight for us. And if we are able, maybe we had a smooth transition and here we are in elderhood and embracing the wise woman that you are and really implanting yourself in that position in your family or your community as that wise woman elder, then that's great. But for a lot of us, this is when the reins can really come off. We can let go of that previous conditioning, because I'll be honest, a lot of the rhetoric in the world is that older women become invisible. But I say take advantage of that invisibility to be exactly who you are. You can start to learn to let go of criticism, of judgment, of all the old pressures to look after other people before yourself. Because as a grandmother, perhaps, or as an older person, we do tend to we care deeply for other people, but we no longer have to mother them. If that mothering energy extends into midlife, we're still mothering our spouses. Maybe we're taking that taking care energy to clients or to friends. And that we can start to take back that mother energy, because that is also codependency or incapacitating them. But so if we can look at those traits, start to let them go, midlife becomes the perfect time for your own expansion. And the expansion moves us from living in a fearful ego to living a soul-based life where we are open to possibility. We're open to friendships, to abundance, to love. And we have less holding us back at this time. Now that's contrary to what you will hear out there, because I'm talking about an inner expansion. So you can be anywhere, and you could have had any type of life, and you still, inside of you, every cell wants to expand, no matter who you are on this earth. So this is what I look like as the last final expansion in this journey of being a woman. And the way to start with this, it's very exciting, and I love to see women make breakthroughs in these areas. But we can get contracted in many ways, in our body, in our voice, in our breath, in our beliefs, in our activities, in how far we will go. And the contraction is characterized by fear. So it's fear-based beliefs. So we can also use any of those points of contraction as doorways into your expansion. So here is the first place to start, is to pick one place in your life where you feel contracted, you feel small, you feel like you might go back into those good girl patterns, or the perfect mother, and worry about what other people think of you. Take that one example, that one situation, or perhaps that one person, and expand into there. So notice how it shows up in your body, and then you start expanding your breath. You start moving a little bit differently. Perhaps you start showing up a little bit differently in that area. That is the point of expansion. And don't worry, there's no pass or fail. It's not like I haven't done this right, I have to go back and do it again. It's all an experiment, and you can start now by just moving into those areas a little bit out of your comfort zone where you would have previously avoided. So I can't wait to hear through this podcast how you are going to expand. And if you want something more than the podcast, if you want to come work with me, sign up for my expansion blueprint. It is the course to take at midlife for women, because we don't have time to mess around anymore. It's a 1-month intensive course, and then you can work with me for a year after that. So it's really incredible. And I put a lot into that 1 month that you have access to watch over and over again, because expansion just starts with one point and then we move out from there. So I hope you'll join me in this journey. And I look forward to seeing you in the next episode. And don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. All right. Bye for now.